Come on in. Come on
Hello.
in. Come on in. So we have Tyra back. I know it's been like some years, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness, when we was talking about children.
Children, yeah.
Yes.
It was, what was that, 19? No, yeah, it was 19. My first diagnosed. Yeah.
Yeah, she's back. Good, and she brought some potato that we had. You know, soup. She sells those, so y'all can hit me in the description box. I'll give y'all her information if you live in the Maryland area.
Yes, they are delicious, I must say.
All right, so this is Vlogmas. All right, so don't worry, I'm coming, y'all. I'm trying to get the question. So the first question, well, topic, share family Christmas traditions. So what's some of your family Christmas traditions?
Okay. Me growing up with a grandma in the house, and my grandma was always the one who baked a whole lot. So she would always prepare us starting October, the end of October. We start baking cookies, homemade cookies. And you know the cans that the popcorn come in, and the other assorted cookies and stuff like that. So we had cookies for days in cans like that. So it'd be cookies over here, can over here, and they just was delicious, and you just couldn't stop them. And then you would have the different shaped cookies. So we had the cookie cutters that was yay big. They be super sized. The cookie be over, and you be looking like, well, what kind of cookie is that? It's a candy cane or a Christmas tree. So yeah, that was one of the things that I love. Holiday times, and she would sit there all day on a Saturday, make the dough up, and then we'd be Sunday all day rolling out cookies on the table. Just rolling out cookies, and you just eat until you couldn't eat no more.
Cool.
So now, me as a grandma, I do it. So I rolls out cookies, and I take my time, and I sit there and I make them up, and we just roll out cookies. I had some dough, but nothing.
We was gonna make some cookies, but I mean, she always can come back. So some of the traditions we have, like when my grandmother was alive, we would always do Christmas Eve at her house, and then family would exchange gifts. We'd be drinking eggnog and singing Christmas carols.
Okay.
And that was fun. What else? We always had like dinner at their household. My grandparents lived across the street from each other, so I had the opportunity to eat one meal at one and then go to the other one and eat another meal, because one ate like 2 o'clock, then the other side ate like 3. And grandma will always have like all these cakes and everything, because like none of her like desserts were like store bought, because she's from the country, so she you know, cook everything from scratch. And I think a lot of other people love them, the Christmas cake with the cherries and the walnuts. I'm gonna try to attempt to make it this year.
What do you call it? Fruit cake?
No, we used to call it Christmas cake, but other places call it cherry nut cake.
Oh really? Oh, never heard of that one. I just knew about the fruit cake, and it just be like so much fruit inside of it.
Yeah, it wasn't fruit cake. It was just the cherries and the walnut, and they had the powdered sugar on top.
So, her pies, my grandma used to make the pies, and I learned how to make the pumpkin pie with the fresh bacon, with the fresh pumpkin, and cut it up And we would have sweet potato pie as well as pumpkin pie. Many didn't eat the pumpkin pie, but we had certain family members that liked it. And she would still make it every year, no matter what.
Grandma made the sweet potato pie. Both of them did. We didn't do pumpkin pie, but we did sweet potato pie.
And the pumpkin seeds inside the pumpkin.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So would bake them.
She would bake them and make them. She did a lot of things from scratch. That's what is the thing that I love so much about the older generation, because they did a lot of things from scratch. It was not store-bought. It was not, you sat down and you learned how to do it.
Right. Cause
that's some of the things that we, younger generation, need to learn.
Right.
That it's by scratch. It works.
Because we would be out in the garden, because she had a garden in the back of.
Well, we
didn't those peas, and then we had to get them out. What they say, shuckle them out? I don't know if it's shuckle or whatever.
You gotta pluck the peas.
Yes.
And make sure they snap them. Yep. Make sure they snap. If they didn't snap, they wasn't the good ones. Well, my neighbor, Miss Edna, rest her soul, was our gardener. She had her whole yard was a garden, so she would supply us with the things that we needed. So she will always be like, Louise, that's my grandma's name, knock on the door. I have some things out the yard for you and everything. And so her garden was filled up with tomatoes, cucumbers, beans, peas, and what else she used to have? She had cabbage in there as well. And one was on the left and one was on the right. On the right hand side was Miss King, rest her soul. She had a peach tree in a grapevine in her yard, and we would go from one house to the next house of getting anything that we wanted from even neighbor, because they both had, one had the fruit, one had the vegetables. So it was like, all right, this is what we have. And my grandmother was raising me plus my 4 cousins, which was her eldest daughter, kids. So it was like, it was right there that what she needed. Right. Everything that God had supplied for her. So she was a person who did fresh food. And so she had a neighbor right and left. They gave her fresh vegetables to cook with.
And listen, y'all, when y'all do that, y'all save money too.
Exactly.
And you helping the community. Think about community building, y'all. Yeah, because my grandfather, on the other side, he had collard greens and tomatoes, and he would give the whatever greens that my grandmother didn't take, he would donate the rest to the church.
Oh, okay.
And we had a grape line, but them grapes was kind of tart. Like, my mother liked the tart ones. They were green. We be like taking them like.
Yes, they was dirty and tart. Dirty and tart.
And then the lady next door who had the apple tree, they would fall over in our yard. So me and my cousins, we would have like apple wars. The things hurt too when they hit you with them. Oh my gosh!
And they was never big apples.
Yeah, they was little circle, right?
That's why some of the fruit nowadays, they're skeptical about them.
Especially
they're too big.
That they doing that does not have the seeds in there. They're not good for you. There's a lot of seedless grapes.
No, I want the grapes in the watermelon that has seeds.
Me too.
That's the ones that came from a vine or down on the dirt.
Not the ones they done had in the lab. Talking about let's experiment. And then we be wondering why we got cancer and different things happening in our bodies.
But those traditions that she brought to us was there and there. We would do the Christmas tree together. Anyone just in Baltimore who knew about North Avenue and Goldberg's. We had the Goldberg Christmas tree. So we didn't get one Christmas tree, we had 2. So we would take the Goldberg Christmas trees and put them together and make one fat tree. And back then, it was angel hair. So that's the itchy stuff some of you young people don't know about. And my grandma always says, like, put that angel hair on there because it make it look pretty. And so she would always say, swerve it around on the tree. And I'd be like, I'm going to itch for the next 5 days. But it's okay because she knew that she wanted her tree to look pretty. So we would do the angel hair, the lights, make the cookies, put the string through them, and put some of them on the Christmas tree. And you know, goodness, well, that was not right. Because you know we used to pluck them things off after a while, even when they're, yeah, oh, that ain't working. So, that, and then we had the candy canes that we had to put on the tree. So it was a lot. My grandma was a stay-at-home grandma. She didn't work. So she just made sure that we had a lot of traditional old family stuff that we did together growing up.
And that's nice.
Yeah.
Because a lot of grandmas, they be on the club these days.
Exactly. I'm not one of them.
So, you want me to watch who?
What? Yeah.
I gotta go see my man.
But those are the things that I grew up on. Because she was, like I said, a stay home.
And that's good because a lot of people don't have those memories and have like great memories with their grandparents. I have great memories with
I have great ones.
With my grandparents.
Great.
I didn't get a chance to really spend time with my grandfather on my father's side. But I did have great memories with my grandmother. And that's the one who did the Christmas carols and stuff. And she would come up with games and stuff and did all the family reunions and things like that.
Yes. And so my grandma did all the cooking. And she was a lefty. So she would put that bowl up in her right, up underneath of her arm, and have it, and she'd have that left hand, and she'd be stirring, because we ain't had mixers back then. And there's a glass bowl, and she'd be like, wah, 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 and working it. And I'd be like, this is for real. And the batter be, I mean, the cakes be wonderful. It wasn't boxed. She made a lot of things. I found, oh my goodness, I found her sifter where you sift flour, and it's a little rusty. Mom put some stuff on it, but I found it and I said, oh my goodness, I couldn't believe. And I learned from her about sifting the flour and making so it won't be heavy and all of that, making the cakes, the homemade cakes. And it's just like, she just sit back and think about all of the things and the tools that she was giving me that she had. And it's just like, wow, like this is nice, you know, just to sit back and to cook for somebody else and share with them your skills that you don't have, but you trying to learn. And it's like, and you eating all this good stuff. And I mean, her cakes was wonderful. Her pies, oh my goodness. The season that we have now, I don't know what they are, but the seasons back then were seasons. Because that's all she had was salt and pepper. It wasn't no seasonal. It was just salt and pepper. I don't even know if we had Old Bay.
And you know what else? Seasoning that they put in there that made the food taste so good? Love.
Of course. Lots of it.
Oh my goodness.
Lots of it.
When somebody cook with love.
Like I said, my grandma, she loved to feed us. She would say, early in the morning, I'm gonna tighten you up, I'm gonna fatten your belly and bust. I said, Granny, why would you want to bust me open? She said, you gonna sit still then. You ain't even gotta worry about it.
She's making sure y'all wasn't running nowhere.
And that's what she used to do. She had a wrought iron skillet, black skillet, and she would give us pancakes, and they be this thick, and they the size of the pan. Lady, my stomach can't hold all of that. I'm gonna bust you open is what she should say. And it was good food, and she loved it. She loved to cook for us. It was 5 of us. 4 siblings that was my cousins, and then it was just me. So she would call us down the stairs, and oh my goodness, and she would cook for us, but she would make cookies and put them on a plate. And we be thinking like, who are you making cookies for? I mean, like, who was supposed to eat these cookies at nighttime? Oh, we're making them so they can stay on the table for the man to come along. What man? What man coming? Is it Santa? Yeah, him. I mean, like, I was like, Santa? Okay. I'm gonna stay here with these cookies and watch him come. While she went upstairs, by the time she came downstairs, the cookies be gone. I'm Santa. I'm gonna eat these cookies. Or she used to be like, where these cookies go at? Why are they not on this plate? Me and my cousin. He looking at each other. He looking at me. I don't know. Whole plate empty. All the cookies gone. Loved it. Because she used to always make sure that we was happy in our belly. And that was the good thing.
What they say, wait till a man's heart is through the stomach.
So, you already know what it's saying. Cook. Ladies.
Learn how to
cook. Get them.
Get that one good meal.
Get that one. If it's your holiday meal, that's good. Get that one good meal, and I'm telling you, and you just, like my grandma would say, you fatten them up, put it to them, and put that love in it. Put a smile on your face when you're cooking for him.
That way he be too full to go anywhere else.
Anywhere.
You know where he be at, because he be like, hey, let me lay down for a minute.
Yeah.
And then he be asleep.
He be asleep.
Where he be at? Sleeping at.
In the right bed. We ain't gonna go there. We ain't gonna go there.
Oh, boy.
He be sleeping in the right bed. But he be sleeping. Get you a good meal, girl.
Mm-hmm. Well.
A good meal. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Hit me up. You might want a potato or something.
Yeah, hit up. All right, y'all. So, that's the end of this show. And Tyra will be back for a few more days. All right, so y'all make sure y'all come back in. All right. As always, thank you for tuning in to Come Bling with me. Let your light shine in every aspect of your life. And until next time, shine and bling on.